Hello everybody. Today's video is going to be focused on grade 1 lesson 2. The topic is how do you spend your day from chapter 2 in your grade 1 textbooks. The plan for today is to go over the vocabulary and the expressions. Then we are going to move on to the listening exercise and then the speaking exercise. So let's do the vocabulary and expressions first. So we're going to have the English word and the Korean translation, and we shall see how well I can do the Korean pronunciation. Okay, so the first word is habit. So 식관, that's going to be a very important word for this lesson. The next one is often. So 자주. So how often do you do this? How many times do you do this? Tired is 피곤한. Then sign. So 표지판. Wet is 쫓는. I'm sorry. Keep off. This one's going to be difficult. So tulip, 금지, snack bar, 맛 좀 간이 식당. Okay, the next one, the next list. So let's go. Sleepy, when you want to sleep. 졸음이 오는. Okay, the next one, get up. So when you get up from bed, so you go from sitting to standing. So 일어나다, early, 일찍, practice, 연습, match, 경기, be late, 늦다, that one's difficult for me, towel, 수건, and forget, 있다. I hope these are okay. You can see them for yourself, so at least we don't have to listen to me. You can read it. So now let's move on to the listening exercise, and I am going to try use as many of those words from the vocabulary in the listening exercises. So over here I have included a URL or the link for you to follow, so we can practice do questions from the listening exercise. Are you ready? Let's do dialogue 1 first.
What do you do after school?
I have dinner with my family, and then we take our dogs for a walk in the park. And you?
I go to Hagwon to study and then practice the cello.
How often do you practice the cello?
I practice for an hour every day.
Wow, you must be really good. I wish I could play an instrument.
Okay, now let's move on to dialogue 2.
What do you do after school?
I am always very tired and sleepy, so I take a nap at home.
What time do you go to bed?
I go to bed at about 1 a.m. I don't like to get up so early.
You should go to bed earlier. Not getting enough sleep is a bad habit.
I know, but I always forget to go to sleep early.
And finally, let's move on to dialogue 3.
What are you doing after school?
I have an important volleyball match at 5 o'clock.
That sounds like fun.
I accidentally forgot my towel. May I borrow yours?
Sure. Just make sure you clean it afterwards. I don't want a wet towel.
Thank you so much.
Okay, please remember to add your name. So write down your name in English or Korean, I don't mind. If you want, you can rewind the video. You can go back and listen to it again to help. Also, you can do the quiz as many times as you like. So you can do it twice or 3 times. if you want a better mark, because this is very good practice to improve your listening skills. Let's move on to the speaking practice now. So the topic is, do you have healthy habits? Do you remember what habits were? Okay, so this can be found on page 31 in your textbooks. Healthy is 건강한. So it is good for you. It's good to have it. The step 1 is answering yes, no, or sometimes. So sometimes is 가끔. So we're going to have this table. So do you ... and then you can put yes, no, or sometimes. So the first question, do you go to bed before 10 p.m.? So do you get lots of sleep every night? Then, so for me, I would say no. So I'm very bad at getting enough sleep. I often fall asleep at 1 a.m., which is bad for me. And I want to sleep more. Okay, so the next one, do you wash your hands often? So because of Corona, we are being told that we need to wash our hands more often. I can say yes. The next one, do you eat lots of vegetables? Okay, so I would say yes. So I like to eat as many vegetables every day as I can. The next one, do you eat fast food often? So I do not. So I will say no. And not eating fast food is a good thing. It's better to eat healthy food, preferably cooked at home. The next one, do you exercise regularly? So do you go do taekwondo, or do you do running or swimming or sport? So yes, I exercise regularly. The next one, do you use a cell phone a lot? I spend a lot of time on my cell phone and I wish I spent less time. So I will say yes. And I think that that's a bad thing, because spending too much time on my cell phone means I don't get to do other stuff, other important stuff. So now I've said use own example 1 and use own example 2. So I want you to write down your own examples. And so here is my example of the example. So the first one, so instead I said, do you read a lot? And yes, I read lots of books all the time. And then the next one, my own example number 2, do you drink enough water? And then my answer is sometimes. Sometimes I drink enough water, sometimes I don't drink enough water because I forget. So now that we have completed the table, what we're going to move on to is write about yourself and your habits. So I want you to pick 2 good habits and 2 bad habits. Okay, 2 good and 2 bad. And then you can write about it. So here is my example that can help you. So here we go. I have some good habits. I eat a lot of vegetables and I exercise regularly. But I also have a few bad habits. I always go to bed after midnight and I don't always drink enough water. So that was my example 1. I've also made a second example, slightly different if you want to be creative. Here we go. I have a few good habits. I eat lots of vegetables and I exercise at least 3 times a week. but also I have a few bad habits. I go to sleep late, and I don't always drink enough water each day. So now step 3, after you've written about yourself and your bad habits, I want you to practice with your friends or your family, but sometimes if they aren't busy, or if they are busy, you can practice online. So here is a URL that I showed you from last week called dictation.io/speech, where you can talk to your computer and it will listen, and from there, if you are speaking well, your computer will hear what you are saying and write it down for you. So that's the end of lesson 2. How do you spend your day? I hope that it was enjoyable and easy to follow and understand. That's it for now. I hope you have a good day, and I shall see you soon. Bye bye.